Hi, this is DrKimDeramo from DrKimD.com, physician, speaker, #1 best-selling author, and founder of the American Institute of Mind-Body Medicine. I've been speaking a lot lately in the past few blogs and videos about embracing more joy, about how we actually embrace more joy naturally, just like we get healthy naturally, when we remove all of the obstacles that are keeping us from feeling joy or are keeping us from our well-being. Well, it's all well and good to talk about how, yes, you can be so joyful and vibrant and healthy, but we got to put this into practice. So I wanted to make a video to give you a really great mind-body tool, one of my favorite mind-body tools, to help you release, to directly release the greatest obstacles from keeping you from having more joy, keeping you from having well-being, health, vitality, high energy. People ask me all the time, like, where do you get your energy? Well, that's why I created this business, is to help people learn that we access this from within ourselves, that it's from a higher mindset that allows this to open up in your body. And this mind-body tool, it's called EFT Meridian tapping, is one of the most powerful ways I've found to connect with what's happening in your mind-body system, change what's happening in your brain. And there are so many research studies that have been done to show the powerful impact that EFT Meridian tapping has. In fact, I am traveling to Italy to teach at an international medical conference for emergency medicine doctors, to teach other ER doctors how they can use EFT Meridian tapping in clinical practice, in medicine. I've used this in the emergency room and seen amazing results. I've seen people come in with chest pain and shortness of breath and anxiety, and their heart was racing. And this one woman, we used EFT, and within 4 minutes, her heart rate came down, her chest pain went away, she had no more shortness of breath and no more anxiety. But it's really through going deep into your experience to implement EFT Meridian tapping and make space for that well-being and for embracing joy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to embrace depression. Depression can be one of the things that holds us back the most. And of course, we have a lot of resistance to feeling depressed, to feeling that sense of despair or hopelessness. And so when we feel depressed, and I know because I've experienced this so many times, I just want to feel better, I want to feel better, I want to do something that will help me not feel depressed. Well, the truth is, to embrace more joy and greater well-being, we need to enter into that state of depression or with a feeling of compassion, self-love, and self-acceptance. Meaning, not, yes, you got to feel depressed to get better. You just have to let that feeling move through you. And I'm going to show you how to do this with this mind-body tool right here. So I want you to focus for a moment on where you're feeling down or stuck in your life. And if you're feeling depressed, maybe your doctor's told you you have depression, I want you to just let go of the title or some assumptions that you might have about what that means, and to allow yourself to just experience and acknowledge the feelings in your body that are making you feel depressed. And you're going to start by tapping on the karate chop point. And you're going to say, even though I feel so depressed, and you repeat after me. So you just tap on the karate chop point and say, even though I feel so depressed. And then the next statement you're going to repeat is, I choose to love and accept myself fully. And you repeat. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. This is a setup phrase. Even though I feel terribly depressed, I choose to love and accept myself fully. And you can fill in the blank with whatever the emotion or the physical experience is that you're wanting to move beyond. And then the 3rd time, even though I feel depressed, I choose to love and accept myself fully. Just keep tapping, little gentle percussion right here over the karate chop point. Now the inner points, you're going to do the central points. You're going to start inner eye, and you're going to say, I feel totally depressed. And just tap, 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 tap. Outer eye. All of this depression I've had for so long, and you repeat after me. Under the eye. Maybe my doctor told me I need medication. Under the nose. And I just don't want to feel this way. Good. On the chin. I am depressed, and that's who I am. Under the collarbone. All these feelings of depression. Good. Now you're going to tap right here underneath your arm, just under the armpit. Tap, tap, tap. And you're just going to say, I'm tired and I feel tired of this whole thing. And then right on top of your head, all these feelings of depression. And now I want you to breathe in through the nose as big as you can and breathe out through your mouth really powerfully. Now that was just a really basic round. I'm going to take you a little deeper just so you can learn the points, understand the sequence, and the breathing, which is a really important piece because when you breathe in and breathe out through a full breath cycle, you reset your brain. You're communicating new messages to your nervous system. And there's your fight or flight nervous system that gets all engaged whenever you're resisting anything that you don't want. And you want to actually allow that to shut down and turn off so you can come into well-being. Now we're going to go a little deeper. So tapping on the inner eye, one side or both sides, either one is fine. You're going to say, all this depression I've suffered with for so long. Outer eye. And I feel like a victim when this happens to me. Under the eye. I just want to do something to change it and make it go away. Under the nose. Resisting how I feel. On the chin. It's not safe for me to feel this way. Under the collarbone. So these emotions stay stuck in my body. Keep breathing, tapping underneath the arm. I wonder if I could just let myself fully experience what I feel on top of the head. I wonder if I did that, if this energy would start to move. We're going to do one more round. Inner eye, acknowledging all these deep, dark feelings that I have. Outer eye, and just allowing myself to be still and breathe. Under the eye, my body has the wisdom to release this old energy. Under the nose, sometimes it can get louder and more intense first. On the chin. So I'm just going to acknowledge these deep, dark feelings that I have held. And then under the collarbone, there's a space right here underneath your collarbone, just gently tapping right there. And I'm just going to be with my body and experience everything that's going on. Good. And just stay right here under the collarbone. I don't like anything about this. And I don't want to feel this way. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So why should I have to feel this myself? And that's why I resist with everything I've got. Trying to fix the problem in a million different ways. Okay, good. When I wonder if I could just allow this to be as it is, and just really, really feel what's happening inside my body. Good, under the arm. I wonder if I'd be willing to really feel all of it. On top of the head. And just sit here and breathe and be with my body. And now I want you to take a big deep breath in through the nose. And then big breath out. Okay, you might need to do a couple more rounds of tapping to really feel the depression, to acknowledge what you've been going through, to feel how painful and how intense it's been, and to just let that come up with compassion for yourself. If you feel like you've moved a little, you've felt some things come up, you feel a little more at ease, now we can start to think about joy, like where's all the joy? I know I'm supposed to feel this for the purpose of opening into greater expansion and more joy. And that's when we're ready to go forward, is when that level of depression or pain or intensity that you're feeling comes down from like a 10 out of 10 severity, or maybe it was at an 8 out of 10 severity when we started, and it comes down to like a 3 or below. And 0 being it's not there at all. But if it's down to 3 or below, and just feel into your body and witness how are you feeling, you may need to do another couple rounds of tapping to just be with these feelings. This works really powerfully to repattern the brain so you no longer resist having this kind of energy flow, and then it can just move through. Now, For a caveat before we go on, if you're feeling suicidally depressed, homicidally depressed, or something where you really need to get support, you don't want to go it alone. You can reach out to me and I will resource you at DrKimD.com, or reach out to your local emergency room or your local doctor. You do not want to handle this all by yourself. If you're at that edge of, you're like, I don't even want to be here anymore and I think I might do something to myself to hurt myself. So having said that, we're going to move forward once you are allowing a little more ease in your body. And you're going to tap on the inner eye and say, now that I have experienced the depth of my feelings, and then the outer eye, I'm ready to expand and open to joy. Under the eye, it might be hard to believe I can even feel that much joy. Under the nose, maybe it's been a long time since I've actually felt good. On the chin. And in this moment, I choose to embrace and accept myself exactly as I am. Under the collarbone, without trying for more or pushing myself to feel better. Under the arm. And even just that feels a little easier. Good, and just stay here. Then all of the pressure I've been putting on myself to change. And top of the head. When I feel the depth of my emotion, I automatically open for more joy. Good, inner eye. So I release trying and straining. Outer eye. And I allow my body to move through these emotions. Good, under the eye. Because my natural state is one of joy and well-being. Under the nose. And I can serve myself with a MindBody tool. Good, and just stay here. Something like tapping or something that nurtures me. On the chin. Not as a way to fix a problem. On the chin. But just as a way to love and support myself. Good, under the collarbone. Allowing my body to naturally open for more joy. Under the arm. Knowing that I need to honor all of my emotions. Good, and stay here. To be true to honoring myself. On top of the head. And that is what most makes me feel joyful. Good. Big deep breath in through the nose. Big powerful breath out. And you want to just check in with your body. How do you feel? Maybe you just feel a little more relaxed. Maybe you feel like, this is all a bunch of crap. I'm not letting any of this in because I just feel miserable. So in that case, I would do a couple more rounds of tapping with how miserable I feel. I'll never feel happy. This isn't going to work for me. This person is way too happy. I recently got a comment from someone who told me, like, I really love your message. I always feel inspired, but sometimes I have this idea that you're just too happy. And I said, bravo. You want to acknowledge that idea that you have and just question yourself, like, would I be willing to be that happy? I know for me, it took a lot of grounding in authenticity and actually moving through immense amounts of pain, despair, depression, hopelessness in order to expand to allow this much joy in my life. So again, this is Dr. KimDeramo at DrKimD.com. Share this with anyone you love who may be experiencing pain or depression or anxiety. EFT tapping is an amazing tool that you can use to repattern the chemistry. Chemically, what's happening in your body will shift when you treat yourself this way. If you want more support, I do have amazing programs teaching people these MindBody tools. Come to DrKimD.com. Make sure you're subscribed, but send me an email and I will be happy to converse with you about what may be a great resource for you. Stay tuned because I have some amazing programs coming up to resource you more fully and work with you individually. Sending you all of my love for your well-being, for your expansion, and for all of us embracing joy.